Hey, hey, hey. Tab for another out of this world story from our space. You don't have to be positive all the time. It's perfectly okay to feel sad, angry, annoyed, frustrated, scared, and anxious. Having feelings doesn't make you a negative person. It makes you human. Today on Our Space, we offer a safe place to talk. Our first OP shares his takeaways from a nasty breakup. I, 30 male, finally got truth and pried out confessions from my wife, 30 female, of 5 years, that she's been having an affair for months. I finally got some trickle truths last night from my wife. I set a clear boundary with her that she wasn't to drink alone with her friend back in the South when she went to visit from a bridal shower last weekend. We recently moved up north. She told me her story of what she did that weekend, purely innocent. I got the suggestion to contact the dude's girlfriend. I didn't want to at first, but boy am I glad I did. I asked if she ever felt off about these two. She says, yeah, we've talked about it, but he swears they're just good friends. She mentioned she wasn't happy that my wife slept at his place this past weekend. Whoa, what? Then I confronted my wife, who doubled down on the same lies. Then I showed her the receipts. Then she changes her story to, okay, I hung out with him, but we didn't drink, and you said that was okay. I didn't tell you because I knew you'd be upset. I'm like, you were just drinking in a group. You think it's okay to go home with this dude just because you didn't keep drinking? Then it was, I don't remember where we went. I was too drunk. After a lot of prying, pointing out lies and inconsistencies, it became, we kissed. Then, we made out for an hour. And then, I have feelings for him I don't know what to do with. And then, we kissed back in November too. Who knows what she's still hiding? But that's enough for me. I honestly don't see a way out of this that includes us still being married. I left the house and checked into a hotel. I've been having so much anxiety since seeing all the red flags since November. Finally getting some validation after all the gaslighting is a huge relief. It feels 100% better to ask around and risk being wrong and look like an a-hole than to enable the gaslighting and tear apart your mental health while doing it. Alcoholism is a witch, and get some therapy to deal with it, but that's not an excuse for cheating. If you think that your partner may be cheating, you owe to yourself to find out for sure, OP. Not knowing the truth can eat away at you. Ignoring the signs when you suspect your partner is having an affair is neither healthy for you or the relationship. OP did the right thing by asking his spouse. Let's see how this turns out. Update. Though it's still anxiety-inducing, it gets easier every day to talk about being cheated on. Some commented on the original post asking for update a while back, and I'm at the point now where I can share what happened and what I've learned. Most of this is going to be little nuggets of experience. As of last week, and 5 months after filing, I'm officially legally divorced. She begged me not to go through with the divorce, got therapy to help her with her personal issues, but she ended up moving out in May and back into the city where we left where her coworker is. Gee, I wonder why. I've been dating someone for a couple months, and man, I gotta say, getting back out there does wonders for self-esteem and anxiety. While I once felt my wife was the one, and maybe she was at that point in my life, in retrospect we weren't that compatible. Now I'm having much more amazing sex, feeling more supported and less judged for being myself, and have more time for myself and to do what I want. She was relatively flexible in negotiating the settlement as long as it was equitable. I took out a personal loan to buy her out of her share of the house, and I'm making extra money to pay it off. Divorce is expensive and complicated, more expensive than you'd think. We had a relatively simple, amicable split with no kids, a newly purchased house, and a little bit of retirement accounts to divvy up. And I still racked up with $10,000 in legal fees, and it took months longer than I thought it would. I now have so much knowledge about divorce, estate, and alimony laws in different states, and I hope I never need to use it again. Prenups may feel icky, but if I ever get married again, I'll consider one. Time helps. Every passing day made things a little bit easier to deal with. Therapy also helps. In my case, practicing different meditation techniques with a therapist gave me good tools to bring myself back to the center whenever I got pissed off or anxious. Find your support people. I have a friend who also got cheated on that has been a freaking enlightening bro to this whole ordeal. The other guy's, now ex-girlfriend, was also a great person to talk to and commiserate with. I've definitely learned a bit about human behaviors, and everyone commenting on my posts helped me see what I wanted to ignore. Adults don't get drunk alone together. Adults don't have sleepovers. Adults don't stay up all night with someone unless they want to screw. Beware of the trickle truth. Trust your gut. Don't be afraid to raise a little hell to get some answers if something feels off. Talk to her friends and anyone who might be involved. The pick me dance is real. As soon as you stop letting her have her cake and eat it too, she'll beg and cry and promise to do better. I probably have dozens of other nuggets I've gleaned from this crappy experience, and I'm always happy to share with those interested. Life is messy and people are often crappy, but optimism that things will be better with time is a powerful thing. A first response comes from Expensive Switch 200. This is great, mate. Cheers. A next response from Know Who You Are 21. The pick me dance is real. As soon as you stop letting her have her cake and eat it too, she'll beg and cry and promise to do better. Amen, OP. So many men and women don't want to divorce even when their partner cheats, and I understand that. But so many of them do the wrong things while trying to keep their marriage together. The pick me dance fails more often than it works. Exposing the affair and standing up for yourself works out much better. One's partner will either get their head out of their butt or they won't. Shining a light on the affair by broadcasting it kills it faster than any other way. So does taking control of the situation. Betrayed spouse needs to go on the offense, not play defense. The saying that one must be willing to lose their marriage in order to save it is so true. When a lying, cheating partner has to face and deal with consequences, it snacks them out of their affair fog quicker. Many times when their affair partner's spouse finds out, they drop the affair partner as if they're focusing on trying to save their own marriage, and then your lying, cheating partner finds out how little their affair partner really cares for them. Don't remain back on your heels, folks. Go on offense. Don't play defense. Don't do the pick me dance. OP, sorry this happened. Glad to hear you are doing better. Best wishes to you going forward. You made a great point, OP. Your ex-wife was the one at that time in your life. I believe we're constantly changing and evolving through life. Because of that, sometimes we grow apart from people. Sometimes we get all we can from someone, and our time runs out with certain people. I think it's possible to have more than one person for us throughout our lives. I'm so glad to hear you're doing better, OP. Time heals all wounds. What are some things you've learned from being cheated on? Let us know in the comments. Our next OP finds comfort in knowing he's not alone. 2 months in, I'm still struggling every day, but I'm motivated by my daughter. I caught my wife in an affair 2 months ago. We have been together 9 years, married for 5. I'm 28 now, so we met rather young and did a lot of learning and growing together. She always had guy friends that she would talk to, so when she mentioned that she was catching up with someone from her past, I didn't think too much of it. Honestly, I should have taken that as a red flag throughout the years, but me being a chill guy and not the jealous type, I didn't make a big deal out of it. We had been struggling in our marriage for the past 2 years now. I've made a lot of mistakes, not cheating, just many moments where I could have been a better partner. She also has made a lot of mistakes in that sense. Yet, I have been trying to save the marriage constantly, trying to do things to fix our problems and always asking her if she wanted to talk with that goal in mind. She didn't want to try. She asked for divorce and kept telling me our relationship was over. I asked her what her plan was. She said she will start making plans and let me know, which she never did. She was comfortable with me supporting her and trying to help her with her mental health problems. She's bipolar and has depression. For the last 2 years, it's been a big part of her life. In December of 2020, her dad and I had to take her to a behavioral hospital for the whole month because she became manic. Once she got out, she was on medication and it was obvious she wasn't the same person that she was before. I figured her wanting to split was due to her mental health. So it became another reason I took it easy on her with her talking to all sorts of people and going places without me and hanging with, I don't know. I loved her and I didn't want to stress her out or make the situation worse by getting on to her all the time. It just led to arguments. She would tell me she needs to live her life that way for her happiness. We have a 5-year-old daughter. She loves her daughter, but she wasn't focused on being a mother and wife. I was one pushing for her family to stay together and find happiness in that sense. About 2 months ago, she didn't come home at night. She had been doing that for some time now and would tell me she was spending the night at a friend's house. That's when I started to get really suspicious. She walked in the next morning and I asked if there was something that I needed to know. She said no and went to bed. For the first time in 2 years, she left her phone open and I told myself it's now or never. I took the phone and walked out of the house and started going through it. I found the guy's number. Called him. No answer. Then I saw the messages. Proof that they had been intimate. I was shattered, but I kept my composure, went back into the house, and confronted her. She was like a deer in the headlights. I kicked her out that very moment. Now, she's pregnant with the guy. I'm positive it's not mine. We were last intimate in February, and apparently they first hooked up in March. Now my goal is to try to gain custody of my daughter and divorce her. The guy is a felon. I don't know what kind of lifestyle they plan on living, but I definitely don't want my daughter around people that make those types of decisions. I'm motivated by making sure my daughter's in a good place, and to make sure that she knows that she has one parent at least trying their very best for her future. I struggle every day still, but I have a good support group. My family, my friends, even her dad and some of her family say they're on my side. Everyone sees that what she did was completely selfish. It doesn't make a good image for her or the family in any way. I think a lot about things that I could have done better, but I realize it wasn't my fault. I tried my best to save my marriage. It was her decision. The week that I caught her, I found this subreddit. It helped me tremendously, and I felt like it was time for me to share my story. It motivated me to hit the gym, as well as concentrating on productive activities to distract myself from all the overthinking and to better myself for my future and my daughter's future. Thank you all for your time. A first response comes from New Arrival 9860. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through this. Focus on making sure you're lawyered up to protect yourself and your daughter. Then, be the best dad you can be. Revolutionary Hat 688 says, just keep moving forward. I've had several family members married to bipolar spouses. Very few lasted. Those that do, the spouse of bipolar is very active with their care, medicine, therapy. When they feel something's off, they tell the spouse, then make the appropriate doctor calls. Those that don't, well, they pretty much follow the path your soon-to-be ex-wife is taking. I will tell you, don't wait. Do what's best for your child. If that means getting the law and a lawyer involved, don't wait. The sooner you get your daughter into a stable environment, the better she'll recover from the crack show. Don't be afraid to play hardball with her mental issues and the court. You want your kid playing in a drug den? You want the affair partner's other friends dropping by with their dubious backgrounds? Document everything. Listen to your lawyer. She's made her decision and picked a felon and her happiness over yours and the safety of your daughter. The OP replies, thank you for that. It's the first time I'm hearing from someone else's experience with bipolar people in relationships. She wasn't active in her treatment. If it didn't happen now, I'm sure it would have happened eventually. Accomplished Ferret 70 says, I'm sorry for what you're going through. No one should have to deal with it. It's not fair and it sucks. You only have one thing going for you, but it's your ace in the hole, your daughter. You know what you need to do. That's a powerful force. You know you need to do what's best for your daughter. You need to go into Papa Bear mode. Everything else will fall in place if you just focus on job one. Good fortune for you. A bipolar disorder can make you cheat for no such reason. The mental health goes for a toss, and the sufferer might get anxious over small things. If a partner with bipolar disorder cheats, it is important to distinguish what the underlying cause is: relationship problems or hypersexuality. Mania causes hypersexuality. The best way to stop sexual behavior due to bipolar is to stop the mania. It's not easy, but it is possible. Life with bipolar disorder is hard to navigate. It doesn't have to be the death sentence to a marriage. That being said, just because they cheated doesn't make it right, OP. But we must offer support where we can. You have to protect yourself and your happiness, OP. You're doing the right thing by focusing on you and your daughter's future. This is the best thing you can do right now. Continue down this path. You will find the happiness you deserve. Let us know if you had similar experiences in the comments below. Thank you for joining us today. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on our next video. Also, please let us know what you thought of today's content. See you soon.